Hi, my name is Josée. I don't have a really good brain to remember things, so I'm just going to read off of this, and I'm sorry. First of all, I want to start by doing a breathing exercise because I'm kind of a hippie. So you don't have to do it, but I find it's really helpful to ground ourselves and to remember where we are and to really connect with who we are. So if you want to close your eyes, we're going to do this together, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to. So we're going to inhale through our noses, and we're going to, okay? Ready? And I want to hear you because I see you, and I also want to hear you. So, okay, we're going to inhale. We're going to do that again. And one more time. Doesn't that feel better? I also don't want to throw up anymore. So I want to start this by teaching you 2-3 things that I think I want to hear from you folks as I speak. I'm going to speak through like a poem because I think that's one of my favorite ways to speak. So when I say something that you're like, yeah, I'm with that, you can say yeah, but just because I have ADHD and when you say yeah, it kind of déconcentré, defocuses me. You can do some sprinkle fingers. I want to see your sprinkle fingers. Show me. Okay, so sprinkle fingers when you're like, yeah, I like that. And if you don't want to do sprinkle fingers and you want to feel more cool, you can do some snapping. No? None of you can snap? Okay, cool. And if you don't want to do any of those things, you can hum. So if you're like, yeah, Julie, that was awesome, you can do, yeah, Okay, you can hum. You want to do humming? Humming? Have you never been to a poetry show? Okay, so I'm not here to talk to you about a new scientific idea that I have or whatever, but I'm here to talk to you about what I've learned here at the University of Ottawa touching to mental health. I want to give you guys a trigger warning for anyone who lives with suicide, depression, and anxiety, and if you feel kind of shitty, you can come talk to me after. And I want to highlight that this is my experience, and I hope that you can take that and move through the world with the knowledge that I'm going to share with you. So, all in 4 years. Imagine an education structure that fosters community, vulnerability, and growth from striving off our desires and passions. Imagine an education system that didn't make you sick or drink 8 cups of coffee or push your body and your mind to the lengths that it has never done before. Do you remember what you were once passionate about? Tell me, what are you passionate about? Think about one thing that you love. Think, right now, do it. And on 3, we're gonna say it. We're gonna say it, you can scream it, you can yell it. So think of something that you love. Do you all have something you love? Do you have it in your brain? No, you don't have anything that you love. Okay, so you've thought of something you love, and on 3, I wanna hear what you love, okay? I'm not gonna say it because I have a mic, so I want you to yell, from your belly. Okay? On 1, 2, 3. So many cool things, right? So I used to love drawing, going to shows and moshing, sitting and reading whole books cover to cover, biking the fastest I could to go to gardening with friends, sit in grass and paint, dance until my feet and knees were sore. I used to sing and play guitar, sing on top of my lungs, and I laid on my back listening to music like it was the last thing I would ever do. I remember feeling like nothing could ever be pulled away from me, floating in the sun in the Atlantic, salty ocean, and from my bare toes in the sand, or being with friends having pints of my favorite beer, drinking, dancing, laughing, drinking with friends and lovers. I used to go to lots and lots of shows. If I'm not in a coffee shop, plowing through research, writing papers, studying, I am working my ass off at the center or something. If I'm not there, I'm biking to either one. My life consists of these 2 things with almost no in between, or too much in between, just to cope. Nights out until 6 a.m., sleeping for the next 2 days. You've done that, don't lie. You have done that. Handing in papers 3 days late and not caring any less. Changing the margins to make it look like you have more words. And if we had to count the amount of classes I had to skip to submit an assignment just to get to the other one, we would be here forever, actually. So you've definitely done this, right? Maybe, no, or I'm the only student who does this. I used to think that my body had no limits, that this vessel that I move in was limitless. So I also remember feeling so isolated from everything and everyone that I cared about. Did you know that 9.5 students struggle with serious thoughts of suicide, while 2% successfully commit suicide? Did you know that? Students living with mental illness and disability live an intensely painful life in the education system. The work demanded from all of us is unhuman, like not even imaginable. Why do we push away the things that we love? Our friends, family, the things that make us passionate, the things that we love? What makes life worth living? Is it because our whole sense of self is validated through school, marks, and to obtain a piece of paper that tells us, you've survived, that we've acquired the necessary skills to be employable in this world? Why do we put ourselves through this misery, through attempt after attempt after attempt of killing ourselves and wanting to disappear because everything is happening too fast, too soon, too much, with not enough time or energy or sleep, not being able to type fast enough or focus or sleep or afford rent and food? You have to be kidding that this is what I signed up for, to live a life? I say no thank you to that. If I would have ever known this was the experience I signed up for when I was pushed into thinking university was the path for me. I am the graduate in my whole family of university, to be honest. And if you would have told me that this was the average life of a student in university looked like, I probably would have said bring it, because I'm kind of a sass like that. But now I know that my body is not a vessel, and it's a crucial component to my well-being. And when you're pulled from all sides, guess what? You get really, really sick. Not sick as in like, but sick as in I can't leave my bed, or talk to people, or think, or motivate myself, or forget paying bills, getting groceries, showering. Forget it. It's not happening. Sick as in you want to disappear and not have to take any of it anymore. The things piling and piling. Sick as in you're coping with all this through substance use and self-harm. I want to see a society where our passions, whatever they may be, are centered in our lives and existence. Maybe you kick ass at math and you want to do that. Then you should do that. But what happens to me that can't sit still through more than 30 minutes at a time, did you see me like walking around dancing? Like I couldn't sit for like more than 10 minutes. And I can't read scientific articles fast enough, and can't write and listen and grasp concepts at the same time. I can't focus long enough to capture an ensemble of a seminar, and I can't pay attention, or I can't come to class every day because I'm sick. And I need to work and do my own thing too. And also, I don't like math at all. I want to draw and talk to people. I want to read and go to poetry nights and make art. I want to knit and cycle and paint. I want to do yoga and meditate. I want to feel a fire inside of me that makes me feel like life is actually worth it. Do you remember the last time you were like, yeah, woo? Do you remember? When was that? When was that, right? What happens if I freaking hate writing papers and doing research and sitting in class and loyally taking notes that I will completely forget in minutes? Oh, man. No, that doesn't happen, and I look at you in class mostly because I can't focus, but 90% of you are like shopping and playing games and texting, and like you're not paying attention. I watch you, like you don't pay attention. So why? Why do we put ourselves through this misery? To be employed, you tell me? To pay off your student debts, you tell me? It's just part of life, you tell me? So, okay, imagine this. Being graded and learning and being employed for things you actually like doing and are good at. Whoa. Amazing. Imagine being able to choose the methods that we are evaluated. So, if you like exams, you write exams, presentations, artifacts, physical manifestations of your learnings, presentations, workshops. The options are actually limitless. Like writing an exam for 3 hours is like mind-boggling. We would be driven to our own happiness and desires. We would actually want to do the work, and we would actually learn and be happy. Phenomenal concept. Why is it that we believe that every single student will actually absorb any of all the materials of a 200-people seminar class in an hour and a half? You, tell me what you remembered from your first class in university. Do you remember? Tell me what you actually remember from outside of the university, like group projects will never, ever, ever, ever work. We study, we produce, we stay up all night, we work our asses off as disabled students, as workers, as people who are sick, taking care of our parents, who are kicked out of our houses for being queer, who are sex workers, who are hospitalized, who live in shelters, who are single parents, who are poor, who can't face the brutality of all the racism, sexism, transphobia, hatred, classism, disableism on our university campus. This is for you. Look at each other right now. Look at each other. Look at each other in the eyes, all around it. Do it. Look at each other. Do you know the people you are in classes with? To what cost are we doing this? Too many of us are sick. We are sick. We want to die. We want to not have to deal with anxiety and the depression, the isolation, the pain. We are alone. We are exhausted and tired and pissed off and angry and sad. We want to read, watch movies. We want to make art, ride bikes, plant gardens, play hockey or skateboard, drink good beer, have good talks. We want to scream and sleep in, relax. We want to have house parties, learn how to sew, play records. We want to learn and grow and write about things that awaken a deep thrill of passion in us. You know what kills my curiosity? Methodology classes I need to take to graduate. 16-page papers with one space, like the single space margin. Sitting through 3 hours of presentations, no thanks. Being constrained in my ideas of projects, what makes me want to do everything but these things is the pain, the overwhelming feeling that every single thing in my life is wrong. My body aches, and it wants to throw up, it doesn't want to eat, and it wants to sleep for days and weeks. It wants to drink and get high and not care about anything. I want to live a life of honesty, of vulnerability, of following my curiosities, my desires, my passion, my heart. I want to live in a world that values that. I'm tired of not being enough, not smart enough, not quiet enough, not precise enough, not working fast enough, not studying fast enough, not eating and cooking, moving fast enough. I am tired and I am sick. Sick of having to develop survival strategies to be able to get out of my bed and to tell myself that this is just a freckle of my life. But at what cost? It doesn't change, and every day it makes me feel like I'm in a fuzzy, blurred sadness and anger and frustration that I can't be myself and move in the ways that I need to survive. I want to work on ending gender-based violence and sexual and reproductive health and mental health and queerness and transness and so many other things. But not while sitting in a classroom where professors spew at me that my body doesn't exist, that I don't exist, that my friends and my lovers don't exist and are not valuable. My stakes of coming to class are too high. I'm swallowed by my classrooms full of people gulping in discourses of professors in university and society into their brains thinking it is the truth. And what they don't see is my fury, my sadness, and my total despair in these classes. And I listen to these dialogues happening over and over and over and continue to silence me and the people that I care about and continually tells me that I and you are not allowed to exist. And me and you are not human and our experiences are not valuable. But I'm here today and I tell you that I do and I am allowed to exist. I'm here in this university as a queer, hairy, agender, mentally ill, white, femme butch. And I want to get to know you and build relationships instead of needing to run away because I feel like I am about to vomit every day from anxiety from all this junk. I want to get to know you and why you're here and what you like and what you're passionate about and what you absolutely hate. I want to know your stories and learn from you and grow, and I want to live in a world that doesn't value me as someone that can produce and be part of an economy that makes me sick. I want to live in a world that doesn't, I want to live in a world and growing in what makes me happy, even if it's not productive. I want to be able to talk and know each other instead of ignoring each other's existence and pretend that this is everyone for their own challenge. We are not in perpetual competition with each other and don't need to one-up each other. No, we don't. If you know me and you have had classes with me, you already know this. I've probably talked to you, said hey, or told you a really bad joke. Don't get me wrong, I have learned lots and lots of things being here. And I'm not saying that we need to all be merry and get along. I'm saying that there's something very sick in the way that we live today, and for me, and it has become quite brutally and unignorably obvious. So I want to be valued and respected for my curiosities, my interests, and valued for me. The me that is too quirky, too loud, too energetic, ants in the pants, and the whole package. I don't want to have to write another paper. No, seriously, I really don't want to have to write another paper. Or take any more notes that I will immediately forget. I want to grow as a person through the people I meet here instead of building superficial, isolating, lonely networks. Sure, I know tons and tons of people, but how many do I share my thoughts, my feelings, my fears? Do you have any friends that you've had for more than 5 years? I know I don't. So as I prepare myself to graduate, I'm both filled with the endless flow of abundant happiness and sheer joy of being so free, oh my God. from the grips of this system that make me hate myself and want to die so badly, that made me become someone absolutely outside of myself and barely survived. I'm also filled with the sharp fear that moving into other parts of society other than the university bubble, that the expectations and structure that will keep me sick. I'm afraid I will never be able to just be me and survive and be loved. We are not taught we are valuable to each other or cherish each other. We are not taught to communicate and validate each other and find growth in interactions. I want to get to know you and build something with you. I want you to understand me and see me when I shatter into 1,000 pieces when I tell you these things. Because if I learned anything here, it is that we are broken people. We are seeking love and belonging. We can't find this if we're continually protecting ourselves and hiding to be able to move through the levels like university. Today, I decided to share my vision and thoughts and feelings and be vulnerable to you instead of presenting a theory or an idea. This is my vision. This is the world that I want to be part of because I trust you and I want you to trust yourself, to realize and to take time to listen to the things that make you happy and to do them, like actually do them. Actually. I want you to listen to what makes you warm inside and put your happiness first. I'm with you and I've been trying to all in these 4 years. Thank you.